Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here once again. Today, going to show you how to play the blistering guitar solo to Rock You Like a Hurricane by Matthias Jabs and the Scorpions. Let's not waste any time here and get started. Yeah, we are in standard tuning for this tutorial, and we'll be soloing in the key of E minor using the E natural minor scale. For the most part, there's a few chromatic runs here and there. We also dig into the blues scale a few times as well, but it's predominantly E natural minor. Now, as a lead into the solo proper, we have this unison bend here on the 12th fret of the high E, 15 of the B, right? Just going to hang on that for a second, then you're going to quickly slide into 17, grab the 15 of the high E right into a full step bend on 17 of the high E. And then you release that bend right back off to 14 of the G. And then you kind of give that a nice slow half step bend, right? As we're kind of waiting for the solo proper to get underway. Now, the solo proper starts with a trill between 12 and 15 of the B string. And then we're going to start doing these finger slides up the B string, starting on about the 17, right? So you're trilling here. You're going to do about 4 or 5 trills between 12 and 15, and then you're going to start the finger slides. With 1 trill between each of the slides, right? You're going to do that about 4 times. And then a big slide down the neck, and then we drop into this. That right there. So going right down the pentatonic with little double hits, right, all palm muted, starting on the 14 of the A. Right? When you get to the 12 of the B, you go back to the 14 of the G and start it again, right? And when you get to the 15 of the high E, you're going to move it into 17 into a full step bend. Right? You're not going to hang on that bend very long. You're going to jump it right back here to 15 into 2 full step bends, right? Into that. Classic blues lick, finishing with a little bend release from the 14 off to 12 of the G, finishing on the 14 of the D. Right, and then we're into this. Just double stop bends here on the 14s of the G and the B, little bend release off to 12, grabbing the 14 of the D. Right, repeat that 3 times. I think he's kind of grabbing a little pick strike between each one as well. On the 12s, right? And then we're off to an open G. We're going to go open G, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then we're into this crafty little lick. So, we're kind of following a pattern here, at least initially, sliding into 4, down to 3 of the B, and then pulling 5 off to 3 of the B. Right? Then we're going to move that up 2 spots, do it again. Then you're going to move it up 3 spots to 9, 10, and 8, and do it again. And then you're going to move into the 12th fret position of the E minor box. 14 down to 12, pull 15 off to 12, right? And that's the first half. Now we're going to shift off to the B and the E string. So starting 12 and then down to 10 and then pulling 12 off to 10. Like that. Then we're into 14 down to 12, pulling 15 off to 12. And then on the 15s and 17s. And then we're into 22 and 19. Pulling 22 off to 19 of the high E. Right? Just like that. And so that's that part of the solo. Then you're going to grab that 22 of the B string, give it a nice full step bend, drop your pinky on the 22 underneath, and then right back onto the B string again. Right, and then we're into this very quick little run. Into that, so we're up here, we're going right down the scale with some chromatics on the D and the G string. We're hammering on 19 to 21 to 22, right? And then we're going to go 19, 20, 21 of the D and the G string. And then 20 on the 22 of the B. Right into a full step bend. Then you're going to drop down to the 22 of the high E into another full step bend. Right? Then we're into this crafty little lick. Right there. So 12 onto 14 of the G. Back off to 12 and then grab the 15 of the B. And then 14 of the G down to 17 of the high E. Right? And then we're going to play the same thing on the B and the high E, 17, 19, 20. And then move that into 22. And then into a couple of big full step bends, right? Into something like that. Just here on the 19, 20, 22s of the B and the high E. And then you slide out of that 22. A little trill there between 19 and 20, right, of the high E. And now we're into this to finish up the solo, and this is kind of blues scaly work here. Right there. We're starting on the 14 of the G. We're going to hammer on to 15 down to 12 of the B. And then pulling 14 off to 12 of the G up to 14 of the D. Right? And you're going to repeat that 3 times. But you kind of have to hammer onto that B the second and third time from the 12. Kind of like that. And then we drop back off to the neck position and finish the solo. With that lick right there. 2 of the D, open to 3 of the G, and then you're going to do a trill between 2 and 3, back to 2, off to open, and then grab that 2 of the D again. Then you're going to go open G, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you drop onto the 7 of the B string, right? Get a little pinch harmonic, that'll sound good as well, right? And that, my friends, is how you play the solo to Rock You Like a Hurricane. Let's take it from the top nice and slow, and then we'll be done. And there you have it. That is how you play the solo to Rock You Like a Hurricane by Matthias Jabs and the Scorpions. Certainly hope you enjoyed the tutorial, found it helpful and accurate. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind and helpful to the growth of my channel. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.